Thanks for staying with us. We're still reviewing Punch. The story,
yes, Dangote Petroleum Refineries are waiting up to 12 million barrels of crude oil from the United States of America. They said the refinery had to resort to crude importation as local supply challenges has hindered the new refinery's push to reach full refining capacity. If we recall, the refinery plans to reach 650,000 barrels per day capacity by June this year. However, low local crude supply from NNPC is currently a challenge to this plan. And so to ramp up, daily production, they've resorted to getting crude oil from America. Mm-hmm. Honestly, I read it and read it to the end to just see, and therefore, it's just saying that really we don't have enough local crude supply, and so he's getting crude from America. So maybe this may mean it will affect price in some way, I don't know, but this is what is happening. So by February, they would have received the consignment.
Excited. All right. NEITI, that's the Nigerian Extractive Industry Transparency Initiative, have disclosed that they are partnering with the EFCC. The goal is to recover approximately $60 billion and another 66 billion naira from industry players in the oil and gas sector while they were facing the House Committee on Petroleum Resources Upstream, defending the budget. They spoke about the fact that they have successfully recovered about 3.7 billion of outstanding liabilities in the oil and gas sector over the past year. However, the committees now usually do their questioning. We're looking through the budget and felt, especially Honorable Kafila Togbara, representing Koshofe Federal Constituency in Lagos, raised the concern that the budget of 32 million naira allocated for meals in 2025 is ridiculous, that there is no way they can spend that much money on meals in a year, especially when Nigerians are facing a difficult time, and that they should let their budget align with the economic realities of Nigeria, which infers that they should reduce the cost for meals, even though they are promising that they will be bringing in a lot of money into the country. I tend to agree. But even when we finish saying that, does that mean that they will adjust the budget? I don't know. It looks good on TV to hear them say that, or reading papers to say that they would be, this 32 million is too much. But I don't know if it actually impacts the budget. That would they go back and review it? We are not sure.
Okay, so let me take the major headlines. So the Christian and Muslim leaders on Monday clashed over the planned inauguration of Sharia arbitration panel across the southwestern states, including Lagos, Ogun, Osun, Ondo, Ekiti, and Oyo, by the Supreme Council of Islamic Affairs. The proponents of the Islamic Code said there was no going back on their decision to set up the panel to adjudicate and resolve issues among Southwest Muslim Ummah. The president of the Council of Islamic Affairs in Ekiti State, Dr. Hamad Wakarehad, and the chairman of the Sharia Committee, in separate interviews on Monday, that the Sharia panel would be inaugurated despite opposition. However, apparently uncomfortable with the idea, the State Commissioner of Justice and the Attorney General Ajayi Akpata SAN said that the existing legal structure in the state did not recognize Sharia court or arbitration panel. There's an existing legal structure in Ekiti, the customary court of appeal and high court, and that has been handling issues relating to Islamic, Christian, traditional marriages and inheritance, any rancor, no, and without any rancor or agitation. And so there's been a back and forth. A few other groups also, I think, Khan also had something to say on that. And I think Afe also had a few things. So there's a back and forth on if it is going to be allowed or not, although the Islamic Council, Supreme Council, said they're going to go ahead to inaugurate the panel, with or without opposition's input on this. Okay, moving on now to Daily Sun. How Oni settled Afe Babalola and Pharaoh Timi's rift. Obi rejects coalitions for purpose of only grabbing power in 2027. 187.6 billion naira grain loan under threat. Nigeria's broken past, promising future must come with a price, says Shatima. PDP National Working Committee clashes over Southeast stakeholders meeting. Gunmen invade Abuja community, abduct family of 14. Which story taken in Sun?
Agree. Okay. So the Nigeria, we celebrate things before the actual achievement. We had celebrated that $134 million would be invested. The loan was secured from the African Development Bank last November, and I remember celebrating it because it would be supporting the grain production in Nigeria. Maize, rice, wheat, sorghum, cassava. But here's the challenge. We don't have the structure to access the loan. He said that many of the farmers are small farmers they lack experience, and that there are no networks, that's telecom services within the rural areas, which makes identifying the real farmers difficult. They also mentioned that we don't have standard operating procedures and most operational modalities expected for you to be able to access those loans. Compounding the issue is the fact that there isn't enough awareness. Even the farmers don't know that they have ability to get the loans to support their businesses and how to go about it. They said the project, there are 4 components to the project, and the process to make it successful is being hindered right now. It's a lot of story, but it just makes me feel like we have these good initiatives and good policies. So now we've gone to secure loan, but how do we ensure the loan does what it's meant to do? There's a gap in the implementation, and who would suffer it? Nigeria would have to pay the interest on that loan, and yet we're not having the grains that we needed to have.
I have the human interest story. So, suspected kidnappers early yesterday morning, they invaded this community, Chikakore University community, in Kubwa, Buari area council of the FCT. They abducted 4 family members. So, residents of the community said that the assailants arrived in their large numbers, armed with sophisticated weapons, and they were shooting sporadically. They said that residents who even tried to intervene, suffered some injuries and had to be rushed to the hospital. So first of all, they came in disguise as the local community vigilante, and they asked that the gate be opened. So this particular resident who opened the gate was a person who was abducted, and his family members as well. The police said that they are, they have confirmed that this incident has happened, confirmed that the kidnapping happened, and they have started, investigation, and they are asking the residents of the community and anyone really, to help with information. They're giving out numbers, emergency lines that they can be reached, please, concerning this particular incident, to see that, that they can still walk into a community. So this is a community, there are people living there, and they said it was in the morning, about 10 a.m. The police said they received a distress call from that community saying these people had come in. I hope that they find them, and we need to do something really about security. How were they able to disguise as vigilante and come out? We need to know
the video of the EFCC officers knocking on a gate with mask. So such things you think you have to complete.
Okay, another story.
So I have the Afe Babalola and Dele Farotime story. So according to the Director of Media and Public Affairs of the Honest Palace, Moses Olafare, the Oni of Ife, along with the Ewi of Ado, the Ajero of Ijero, the Ogoga of Ikere, the Alaye of F1 Alaye.
You are showing off. You're showing off.
You're showing
No, I'm counting them.
You're showing off.
I'm not. No, that's not true. People are distracting me. You are distracting me. All of them, Sha. I wanted to count all of them that go. You would not let me finish.
Sorry.
Now all of them go.
Okay.
So the Afe Babalola, accompanied with the VC of the Afe Babalola University, went to see him at 10:08 p.m. Na night 9 winches they cancel battings. So they went. Thanks to them, they did not allow the baby head to bend in the market. They pleaded with the elder statesman Afe Babalola to forgive.
You see, I like that. I don't like to be. I like.
You want to reiterate yesterday? Yeah, continue.
No. I don't.
You like what?
Let me see what I can.
That's what will distract me again.
Sorry.
Shadia beg Baba. And Afe Babalola has said that even though that as a proud son of the Yoruba son, the number of people before him are not people he could turn down.
God bless you. That's what I was going to say. That I love the value that because the Yoruba culture has on this kind of people. That you have Oni of Ife.
Exactly.
You have all these people come forward to you.
Exactly.
A Yoruba person would not. You just accept. You just humble yourself. Like, I cannot say no to these people.
So those
I like and respect that value. That our culture.
They pleaded with him.
Yes.
They stored him as a proud product of the Yoruba people and said, and as an elder, you have seen it all. You know this person is your son. Is our son. We cannot allow this to continue to happen. And he said, other people have come. Even former President Obasanjo has been here. I said no over the times. But now with the number of people before me, the answer is yes.
That for me carried a lot of weight. I mean, just it was the beauty of that. I just loved it. You can't take that away from
know how to
the
chop
Yoruba
your
culture.
After a while,
But the person that they are begging on behalf, does he want the begging?
It's not about begging, it's about drop the case. You don't be like,
They don't want the drama.
He doesn't need to be apologetic. Just drop the case and we're
Case.
done. He can do whatever he wants to do, but let them drop the case. I like that. Vanguard, our final paper for this morning. How price of rice rose from 2,500 naira to 2000 to 105,000 naira in 2024. I rely on rental income from my Kaduna house, says former President Buhari. Banks closed 1.92 million accounts in 3 months. We'll fight corruption, fix the economy and security, says Shatima. $6.9 million tax payment. Supreme Court dismisses Halliburton's appeal. And defamation, how Oni Yoruba monarchs resolve Afe Babalola and Farotimi's feud. Okay.
So
I have the farm story.
Okay.
So the rice we've had it's a shocking data, because when you are going through it, you don't realize. Apparently, a bag of rice was sold at 8,500 in 2015, and it rose to 26,000 in 2020. And by end of 2021, it was selling for 32,000 naira. But today, we're buying bag of rice, according to them, for 95,000 to 105,000 as the price.
Yeah.
How did this happen? Especially because, according to the report, there was a lot of funds that was dedicated through the Anchor Borrower program from the CBN, which yielded positive results that led to the crash of the price actually in the first place. They said that it was because the new administration came in, and then there was this increase in Naira, the devaluation led to it, and that the policies that has been ongoing to solve the problem, according to experts, cannot be effective because the policy is opening up window for importation, which is threatening local production that the CBN's Anchor Borrower program had funded and supported. So now we are saying we want to reduce the food crisis challenge by bringing in food, but we are killing the local farmers' business. So they are asking for a review of the policy to ensure that we do not destroy one and try to solve the other, because even the imported rice isn't necessarily cheaper at the end of the day.
No one way cheap.
It was not meant for
because
it was cheap. It
was to make it available.
Because there was a scarcity.
So, Halliburton is owing us $6.9 million now as tax that they have tried to evade going to court of appeal. I'm hoping that they can divert it to pay some of these monies that will keep.
That is all we can take on today's front page review. When we come back, we'll move on to our special feature. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.